Keep it in my mind. All those things that won't lift me up. I just care about you and I. I just care about you and I. Just care about you and I. I just care about you and I. I just need some sunlight, feel it in my bones to get myself together. You can keep me high. This blood runs through my veins. It's all on you. Don't make me go away from you and I. Would it keep it in my mind? All those things that won't lift me up. I just care about you and I. I just care about you and I. Oh, I just need some sunlight, feel it in my bones to get myself together. You can keep me high. This blood runs through my veins. It's all on you. Don't make me go away from you and I. Don't make me go, just care about you and I. Don't make me go, just care about you and I. I just need some sunlight, feel it in my bones to get myself.
Good morning, everyone. My mic is on. Good job, me, for remembering to have my mic on, cameras on. I mean, we're just straight booing right now, ain't we? Good morning, everyone. You're new here, welcome to Banana Bread Trades. My name is Goose. Eunice. Yo, do we ball today? Yes, we ball today, baby. I'm getting on an airplane in like, I don't know, like 4 hours. But the airport's only like 15 minutes away from my house, so I said, fuck it. You know what? Let's stream for a bit. Let's hang out. The week's over, pretty much. I mean, it's like Thursday, but for me, trading week's pretty much over. I threw on an Apex account, so like, fuck it. We'll take a trade if it comes up, right? Been a pretty wild week for me. Monday was chill. Tuesday, no chill whatsoever. I lost all chill abilities on Tuesday. Wednesday, made up for the no chill on Tuesday. And then yeah, we just been balling, dude. What's up, Archie? What's up, pretty boy? Yeah, Envy Adventures. My hoodie is just missing the bunny ears. I could go upstairs and grab my fiance's headphones and put the bunny ears on if that's what you guys want. I mean, I'm 100% down to do that. I mean, I'll ooh for you if, I mean, you're gonna donate to the stream, right? Like, I don't care about hoeing myself out. Sometimes I wish I was like cuter and a girl so I could just like start an OnlyFans and like go ooh and make like a whole bunch of money. But instead, I'm ugly and I'm a dude, so fuck it, we ball, right? Like I have to work for a living. Sucks. Oh yeah, I was too lazy to make coffee this morning. I noticed I had like a energy drink thing in my fridge. It's like this rainstorm stuff. I don't know, it's pretty good. They probably don't have it in Europe because it's like banned. Because Europe bans all things that are unhealthy, like, you know, they should. But, you know, freedom, I guess. How's everyone doing? I know we just finished our monthly review in Discord. If you're not in our Discord, make sure you join it. We do We do some talks and stuff every month, go over like how our month went, what we want to do. Okay, man, so if you start an OnlyFans, you do it. Don't let anyone stop you. See, here's the problem though, Mr. Mayo, is I can put in a whole bunch of work on OnlyFans, but I'm not gonna get much for subs, man. So it's gonna. I'm better off putting that work somewhere else. I'm not cute enough. Although Rocky has an OnlyFans, and we all subscribe to Rocky's OnlyFans. That is for sure. That is what we like to see. Archie says he wasn't interviewed, but he's been doing fabulous. He hasn't. Inshallah, I haven't jinxed myself. Hey, you're only doing good because you put in the work, right? There's no such thing as luck in trading. I mean, there's a little bit of luck, but in the long run, that all just comes up to you being an absolute dog, you know, and putting in the work. So good job and keep it up. Decoy, if you're in the chat, that thing that, or no, that's Rocky. Oh, sorry. I didn't read the name. Rocky, if you are in chat, that thing that you posted in Discord. Yes, that is my cousin. That looks like him. Let's go to what Rocky posted. Rocky posted this in chat. Said hobbies include fishing and hanging out with my parrot. That's both true and real. True and real right there. I could pull up my Merry Christmas photo. Let me see if I can find it. Probably on Facebook or something stupid like that. Green Man says you never know until you try. Also true and real. As far as setups today go, man, I don't know. We've been grinding these all-time highs like pretty intensely. I'm kind of just chill. I'm like on the chill train right now as far as like trades go. I don't have a bias. I mean, that's what happens when you grind all-time highs, right? You can't have a bias as far as target goes or like when the sell-off comes, right? Because as we notice, as we witnessed like the last like 3 weeks or whatever, how many people called the top in the last 3 weeks and said, yeah, top's in, swinging short and stuff like that? No, it's just the market will keep going up until it decides not to. And no matter how hard you try to predict, you're like the guys that say they top ticked it, they also called it 14 days in a row, right? That's what happens when you grind all-time highs, because we just had the greatest bull run in history. Never been seen before, ever in history, right? And people who haven't seen this before are going to tell you that, yeah, because we did this shit in 2001, this is what it's going to do. No, it's completely different marketplace. Like, it's not even close to the same. It drives me absolutely insane when people say, well, in 2008, look at what the market did, like right here, it had like this double top. It's like, that's a completely different marketplace, not even close to the same. Like, we have infinitely more volume than we had in 2008. People can trade from the goddamn computers. Most people aren't pit trading anymore. I mean, there's still pit traders, there's a lot of them, but I'm saying, like, as far as like the volume goes, I mean, we had packs being a quarter of the volume of NQ back in like the early 2000s, right? Like a quarter of the volume was some dude in the pit. Like, we don't have that anymore. So it's a whole different marketplace. So if we're doing shit that's never been seen before, so we could go up infinitely because we've never seen this. We don't know where the top's gonna be. For the love of God, if someone throws a fib on here, I'm gonna lose my shit. But yeah, so we'll just take it as it goes. We'll read the action as it goes. I mean, the day shows that, RS shows that, like, hey, options chain is weighted heavily bullish. We're at a point of support. There's buyers coming in on time and sales. We will long. We will take a long. If we're at a high point and the option chain says, hey, we're kind of bearish right now, or things are like very like on the edge of like where we're at on the bull side of things, and sellers start coming in and we got a bunch of sellers sitting there on the dom, like, oh, okay, we'll take a short here. Like, it all just goes off of all the work that you've done. We're day traders, not intraday trade. We're not We're not swing traders. We're day traders. So we take the setup every day as it comes. When price says, take the trade. So yeah, as far as like making huge predictions on the day, it just doesn't, it doesn't bother me. I used to try to do it all the time, and I'm okay at predicting macro, but when you're grinding all-time highs after the greatest bull run in history, you can't predict it. I mean, we're kind of just on the edge of, I mean, you notice like FOMC and stuff is having less and less weight because, I mean, as far as rate cuts go, it's been priced in for so long. They've said exactly what they're going to do for the last year now. That's why I was surprised. Like, people were freaking out. It's like, oh, they said they're not going to lower rates in March. It's like, yeah, the last 5 FOMC meetings, he said we won't consider rates cutting until June. I about lost my shit when people started freaking out. They're like, we've known this. He said, yeah, they haven't talked about cutting rates in March. Yeah, no one expected them to. We've talked about this at length, ad nauseum, since like 2022, what the plan is. And it's funny because like the rate thing and everything, it's just gone exactly to what JPOW and the Fed have said that they wanted to see. Like, it's perfectly. So if you're paying attention to that at all, as far as like your swing accounts and stock accounts, we've just been that part's just been right on the money. If you go back to my video I did in like early 2022 or something, I don't know, where do we go from here video, it's a big red one. I broke down everything that the FOMC did and what the plan should be, and I almost got that shit perfect. I almost got it perfect. The only thing I missed on is I thought we were gonna have one more dip. So as far as like my stock account goes, I only put like a third into it because I was like, I'm gonna put the rest of it in on this next dip when we're gonna come down and test this area. We didn't. We just continued going up from there, which was fine. Like, I had a third of my account in there. It was pretty heavy, you know, so we were all Gucci, but I didn't make as much as I really planned because I left 2/3 of my account out, right? So yeah, but that's how the market goes. You win some, you lose some. Sometimes you get half your profit target. Sometimes you get all your profit target. Caleb says he wants to see where I took the trade off the 248% fib on the second Elliott wave. Well, let me whip out my Bollinger Bands and my EMAs, fam, and I'll tell you exactly where I took that trade. Which is a joke, because I don't use Bollinger Bands or EMAs. Although I tell you what, as a meme, I put the 233 EMA on my chart. Shit's low-key gas. Low-key gas. So he says, since you have so many Apex accounts, what would you say the biggest hindrance versus a real account? Seems like trailing drawdown. I can build the 100K up to 150K, but the drawdown is still just 3K. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Cohese. So this is the great thing about Apex, or obviously any prop firm. They all have this same rule. And if they don't have this rule, drop them. All right. And also, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm not affiliated with any prop firm. I guess technically I have an affiliate code with Apex, but like I said, I don't promote it. I don't give a shit. I make my money trading. I don't need affiliate sales to pay my bills every month. But here, let me learn you this. So let's say you have a 25K account, which is the one we're going to trade today. I just have an extra one. We're gonna send it today, right? Say you have a 25K account, and then let's say like your trailing drawdown's like 1,500, right? 1,500. Well, let's say you get up to 2,000 or 26,500, right? So you've made 1,500. Your trailing drawdown's 1,500. Once you've crossed that threshold, once you've got your trailing drawdown past that 25,000 mark, you have no more trailing drawdown. So let's say you get your account up to 30K. Well, now you have, so that's 5K over your initial balance. Now you have 5K extra of drawdown. You get to use that whole drawdown. So that's the one nice thing and dangerous thing. Dangerous can be dangerous, but that's the nice thing about Apex. Or like I said, Top Step does this too. I think the daily drawdown stays in place, but if you increase your account size, they'll increase that daily drawdown for you. But as far as like your total drawdown on Apex, Bullinox, Top Step, any of those, it goes away. Like you said, as you build your account, that is your drawdown. So if you put 10K in the account and you get that thing up to like 35K, right? You have 10K worth of drawdown. They do not trailing drawdown you after you cross that threshold. That's all you, which is nice. But also, like I said, it's dangerous because if you're like me, like 2 years ago, you build that 25K account up to like 10K and you're like, okay, I got more size. Let's trade with more size. And what do? I just eviscerate that 10K right off the bat. We traded it down pretty hard, but hey, we built it back up. Like, that's part of trading, right? So the one other important thing to remember is just because you're on a good streak or you've built your account up really good, don't change what's made you profitable over that period of time. And that's the mistake a lot of people do, is they get really confident and like they start getting more money in their account and they're like, oh hell yeah, like let's size up, or let's change this, like let's change all this shit. Don't change the shit that made you profitable. Like, I see that all the time. It's just like, you just made 10K in 3 months, right? The only thing you should be doing is adding just one micro at a time. Okay, we made 10K in 3 months. Okay, well now we made 12K in 3 months. Well, now we made 15K in 3 months. Well, now we made 20K in 3 months. And you just slowly keep building on what made you profitable. But also, like I said, that's just my opinion. This isn't financial advice. I'm retarded. Or sorry, I can't say that word. My bad. I'm stupid. Okay? I'm stupid. I'm dumb. That's what it comes down to. Don't cancel me, because we'll just ball anyway. I'm gonna say stuff sometimes I probably shouldn't. This is an uncensored podcast or stream, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, we ball, and we just keep grinding. Caleb says, "Where's call put volume?" Wait, hold on. Gary says he must really be fucked up. He didn't know it was 3 p.m. on a Friday already. Yes, sir. It is 3 p.m. on Friday right now, sir. Cheers to our Power Hour celebration. I'm just kidding. Normally I stream at 3 p.m. on Fridays, but the last like 2 weeks I've been busy on Friday. Like this Friday, I'm going to be in Glendale, Arizona. So we're streaming today because, yeah, that... Obviously, we're not going to be able to stream from Glendale, Arizona. I'm not taking a laptop with me to stream for like 7 people in my hotel room from Arizona. Like, not worth my time. I don't make my money from streaming. So, yeah, I'm not going to ruin my vacation over it. Yeah, this is Gary. Why did you ban me? Caleb, you said horrible things in his Discord. That's why. You've been put in timeout how many times in our Discord? So he says, thanks for clarifying. He's only done real accounts his whole life. The Apex website has contradictory information that needs to be updated. Yes, I will say that the Apex website is like so like 2020, or not 2020, but like 2002, right? It's old. They need to update it. I'd say Apex, like for as big as they are, their website is like garbage. Like Top Step, great website. Customer support is great. Like I'd say as far as like being updated and looking modern and like being very clear, like Top Step's they do it the best as far as like being clear and like modern. Whereas Apex sucks, but Apex is cheap and you can have 20 accounts, right? So I do like that. Yeah, they updated the dashboard like a little bit, but it's nothing like crazy, I guess. Like, I don't know, it's still not near as nice as like what Top Step has. Caleb asks, where is call put volume at today? That's a good question, sir. Let's pull that up. Let's pull that up right now at this moment. Call put volume. Gee, many Christmas. Oh, there we go. So this is ES. I know it says EPH. ES's call put volume is kind of weird right now. Got stuff all the way down at 875. I don't know if I like that as much. But there is, I mean, there's a lot of volume down there, but I mean, that's way too far down, right? Like, we're not moving 200 points to the downside today. That could just be extremely bullish, maybe. We have really good volume at 15,015, which, I mean, that's pretty much where we are right now, too. So 15,015. Oh, come on, baby. There we go. And then let's look back at that call put volume. 875. Let's see, where's the next volume? The next volume spike where it really matters is 4960. Right here you can see there's 1150 contracts. So I'm actually going to pay attention to that one. Because I'm assuming that one will build throughout the day. We're not getting all the way down to 48.75 today. That's so far, unless we have some sort of ridiculous news. Let's check on the news. Let's check on the market news. We've been streaming. I was tired. Today we had jobless claims first thing at like an hour ago almost. Nothing too exciting came from that. Wholesale inventories 30 minutes after open, so nothing. Barkin speaks later today. Thank you, Decoy, for the news every day, by the way. Thank you, Mr. Decoy. But yeah, nothing really crazy on news today, so that's something that we don't have to watch, I guess. And then the next thing that we need to pay attention to is our NQ call put volume, 17,830, which is also right where we're at right now. If we break above this, I'll probably get long. Seeing how we're opening right here, that's kind of a bullish setup to keep running since we're on the ES as well. I mean, I'm not gonna long into it, but if we break above it by more than 5 points, I'll probably go for a long. Expect us to keep going. Maybe, I don't know. We'll kind of look at like what Rocket Scooter's doing. I don't like chasing longs at the all-time highs, as you guys know, but if we get a pullback down here, we got kind of like a little iceberg down here at 49.86. Might watch that a little bit. And then the other thing we want to put on here is 17,940. Oh, I was backwards. So the call volume is actually way up here at 79.40. All right, so that's kind of bearish, actually, the fact that we're opening below there. So that'll be something to watch. Opening below put volume on NQ and right at the upper call volume on ES. So we're going to open here in like 2 minutes at some serious resistance. So I'm probably going to wait out the first 30 minutes here and let something happen here. Let's see here. Archie said always check to see if Friday. Toff, what's up, Mr. Toff? Chris Toff, good to see you. Gary says we got a lot of people in the Discord. Got to get rid of the annoyances immediately. True and real. You guys got a lot in there. We can deal with Caleb. We will take the lost souls. Sometimes we have banned a lot of lost souls too. Let's see. Caleb says he joined and said, you can't say that, Caleb. Yeah, you're gonna get banned from places when you say that. The Green Meadow says, do you expect to bounce at that line? Yes. So I expect these points of areas of resistance and support at these pink lines. These are our options volumes. I expect these lines to be kind of like, this is our range in here, and outside of these lines, we can expect pretty heavy trends. So the fact that we're opening right here below, I guess we're going to be opening right inside of it, but I'm going to be chill just because, like I said, ES upper call wall is right here at 15,015. I don't want to long into that. That's a pretty good point of resistance. And we're grinding all-time highs. I'm just going to chill. Let some shit happen. We might rip up straight to 17,880. Like I said, there's a lot of risk on that move. I don't want to be part of it. I'm not gonna blow myself up on the last day here. We're gonna chill. If we see something really good, we'll wait on RS to pop up, you know, and we'll vibe. We'll see what the thing is that's going on. Nah, mean fam. You know, it's honestly really funny. So I say all this stuff is like a meme all the time, like LitFam100. Say that as a meme. Make fun of the people who say it. I say it ironically, but then like after a certain amount of time, it's like, oh wow, maybe I'm not saying this ironically anymore. Like maybe this is just me. So there we are, getting a little bit of a sell off that. Look at that, we're getting a sell pretty much perfectly off that one tick off. There we go. We're getting a sell pretty much right off that that upper call wall, which is kind of what we expected. So here's our RS charts right here. Ooh, SPY is gross. SPY is icky. Don't like SPY. NQ. I mean, we got half gap and stuff all right there. I mean, SPY's got MHP right there though. And I always take the MHP bounces. We might maybe get down to the bear wall here a little bit. So maybe we take a long on ES here. NQ, like I said, it's not, these aren't the greatest looking charts. I don't like these super lot today. This is just showing me like where the call and put volume is, like where these calls are in the money, where they're out of the money, stuff like that. So I mean, right now it's showing that we're weighted heavily and like a lot of calls are in the money right now, and there's some support right here. But I mean, I don't like the fact that I don't like that hedge pressure is down where put volumes like out of the money or in the money. And I don't know, our major support areas are just kind of in icky spots. Like look where MHP is right here, right on the edge of the bear wall. It just shows that there's probably potential to have like a really slow sell down to like this area on QQ. I would much rather have us like, so as far as like these maps go, if I really want to like this map, I want to see us open maybe at 427, right, with HP and half gap right there below in this little balance zone as well, because then the amount of risk that we have to take is very low, because we know if we break into where the puts go in the money and the puts start printing, we know that like we're going to continue going down. So our risk for a long is just like our max risk for a long is this area right here. So if we get long right now, there's a lot of risk that is implied that we could sell down to before we hit that balance zone. And that's the way I kind of look at Rocket Scooter. I just look for that. Our last line of like balance and support is down there, and that's a lot of risk inducing right there. Same thing right here on SPY. So we're actually opening up in the risk zone is actually a little wide here. 29.8, 29.7. The risk zone's a little wide. That's a full strike price. Then we got MHP right in the middle, which I do kind of like. I do kind of like MHP being right there. So like I said, maybe we snag along on MES if we get a little bit of a pullback here down to that MHP line. But overall, like I said, I don't like the fact that HP is below MHP. That means that our daily over our monthly options holders are hedged a little bit more bearish. Don't like that. So yeah, I don't know. It's not the cleanest map today. Not the cleanest map. I'm not gonna. Maybe we do get short. Maybe we do get short. I mean, we can do it with pretty low risk right here. But I don't know. We got support levels right there. I don't know. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill out. I don't like it right now. Let's wait. Let's wait a little bit. Wait at least the first 15 minutes through here. Kind of let price work itself through. And then we'll make a decision. Like I said, I like the short a little bit more than I like the long right now. But also, we're at all-time highs, and we got some pretty good levels of support directly below. So our risk to reward isn't necessarily super great right now, because we don't have great, I mean, outside of our upper call volume right there. We have too many factors leaning against each other. So I'm just gonna kind of chill here. Chase Reed says sitting on VWAP, he doesn't like it yet. Yeah, this is. We'll wait. I mean, the day is young. We're all young. Like we can afford to wait. Maybe trade another day. I mean, we might snag a trade in here today for the fam, but I'm not gonna do it right off the rip here. I'm gonna wait a little bit when all of our signals aren't clear. Gold is absolutely ripping. You can see, you can't see because my face is in the way, but gold is ripping right now. CL kind of had a gross opening range. I've been not trading CL much into like the last 2 weeks. Like we've been kind of gross, so just kind of waiting on CL to kind of catch a trend. We've just been in this like weird like this whole like 80 to 70 area has been really gross and really like rangy. So I've just been kind of chilling, waiting out. Toph says he's short gold. Man, gold's been wild, dude. The range that we've been in on gold as well. I like trading gold when it's trending, because I mean we trend infinitely, but we've been in this wild range on gold, and I have just not been reading the price action that well on gold. As far as like, but you guys know me, I like to hold like for longer trades. I don't scalp well. I like to have like a wider stop, longer take profits. So yeah, I haven't, like I said, gold has not been in my wheelhouse as far as like the trades I like to take. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a rip on NQ here. Let's see, there was quite the fight there. I'm just chilling like a villain for like right now. At this moment, we're in chill bill 100 mode. Anyone else? Anyone besides Toph in a trade right now? I'm 97 years old. I mean, you might be. Been around since the Nasdaq's existed. Rocky just flicking the bean. Hell yeah, brother. I do kind of like the short on ES, but like I said, I don't like shorting at all-time highs. We got that level right below. Like I said, I'd rather take the long kind of down here than I would take the short right now. Should we take it, fam? What are we? Almost 10 minutes in. Haven't broken the highs. We're gonna put 3 MES on the take profit of 5K, right? If we break above, what's our average? 40.15. Honestly, if we break above 40.15, we'll just kill it, right? But this is a clear area of resistance, so we're gonna be light because obviously we have a horrible entry. We're like 2 points from where I really want to be entered, so we'll be light. See if we can get down to 5K. If we do, we'll take profit. If not, like I said, we break above 50.15, we'll just kill it. But the setup is kind of here. We're getting some sellers come in that we want to see. You can see some size coming in. We could easily just blast right through it. That's why I said I'm gonna have to kill it quick if we do break above 50.15, because I'm not gonna be caught holding a short on an all-time high grind. Rocky says he doesn't like fading a trend, but something feels a little tired with the market. I agree. It's we're not getting like strong. I don't know. You would assume they would break above here. So here's my other thing. Like, look at our overnight move right here. We tested this overnight volume, and we're kind of like not breaking above it. There we're getting a little bit of selling coming in. Nothing crazy yet. I just hate my entry a lot, honestly. But like you said, we got a pretty wide target of what we're aiming for. Let's see if NQ can break below this put volume. If NQ can break below the put volume, I'll feel a lot more comfortable about holding my ES short. But this is going to be the fight area right here. So we'll just chill and watch this for a second. Getting a little bit of sellers coming through. NQ's trying. Let's zoom in on NQ a little bit right here. NQ's trying to break below here. So we got some liquidity here that's gonna need cleaned up. We'll see what happens when this liquidity right here gets cleaned up. Then we got a little icy boy all the way down at 17,800. 17,800's been a level for like the last 2 weeks. So that's definitely like down at that level. I'm taking some core off of my ES trade as well. I don't usually like trading ES and NQ together. They're two separate entities. But that's, like I said, 17,800 is such a level that I'm going to pay attention to that one. We'll see where ES is at that time. So we're cleaning up a little bit of that liquidity on NQ. There's not much liquidity down below on ES relative. You can see on the DOM here, we're a little bit more stacked to the upside. It's showing that it's a little bit more too stacked. I don't necessarily trust my heat map right now. It's showing that that's just a little more thick than I would like it to be. But yeah, as you can just see on the DOM though, like look at the DOM here, it's pretty void, right? And there's a lot more liquidity to the upside. So I'm a little nervous to see, like, we're either going to flush very quickly and get down to this 49.87 level, or there's just going to be no interest in volume down here and we're going to rotate back up. Catching a little bit of a bid, some buyers showing up. I'm gonna trim one off here, so we're gonna lock in like a little bit of profit. Toph says, love hearing your thought process on the trades. Never really trade like you, but it's cool to hear a different perspective. I agree, dude. Watching live traders is such a good benefit. Now, sometimes it can be more harm than good, because if you get a really bad trader that's, you know, saying a bunch of wrong shit, well, yeah, then it's just really misleading. But when you got someone that here's the thing, you have to trust who you're listening to. They have to be vetted. And if you trust who you're listening to, you can take their opinions. You don't have to take their opinions to heart, right? Like, I've listened to a lot of traders that, like, I listen to what they have to say and it's like, okay, that's cool. I don't agree with that, but I mean, cool to hear your perspective on the market. Or you hear some, like I said, I really like Pax. I've sat in on a lot of his live streams, and I've listened to a lot of his like talks that he's done, and I really enjoy his insight. And I learned opening range from listening to all of his talks, and trading the opening range. And he's got an opinion that I really expect. So anything that Pax says, like, I'll take it, and if I don't agree with it, I'll go back and look at why I don't agree with it, and I'll say, like, am I wrong? You know, like, sometimes I'm wrong, and I'm like, okay, I was looking at this the wrong way. This guy's got the right opinion. Or it's like I said, it's just like that's the nice thing about being surrounded with other traders that you like or respect their opinion on, and you all are in the same mindset. You can take each other's opinions and be like, okay, you have to get rid of the ego, right? A lot of people have too much ego. They won't listen to other people, and those people usually struggle pretty hard. But get rid of your ego, and then listen to what other people have to say, and be open to like accepting their opinion. Be like, hey, like, that makes a lot of sense what you just said right there. I'm gonna apply that. We're getting some buyers. I do like that our break even is pretty much right where I want it to be as far as being at 50.13. So I'm gonna chill with that. I'm not gonna trade CL today, so I'm thinking about switching this chart over here to MQ. Oh no, MES, my bad. My bad, guys, my bad. I'm kind of silly. I'm a silly goose. No, it's not gonna pull up. Not gonna pull up. Hold on, family. Sick. Okay. MES. Alright, I'm gonna move break even there. Sorry, I like where our order is, so you can see I moved a break even. I can't put it on the DOM for some reason. I don't know. I think I need to update my quant tower. But I like where our order is. So I'm gonna put a break even right there, and we're just gonna let this thing sell. So trade. The risk is off the table. We're chilling. We got a break even in. We got one contract off. So we have a closed profit loss of like $12, dude. We're absolutely murdering it right now. Hell yeah, brother. No, I said we got in pretty light. So I said we either move down to 5K or we don't. Either way, the risk is off the table. Day's pretty much done as far as trades go. Like that's the trade we kind of wanted to take. Not necessarily the cleanest setup. We're going to come down to MHP here, so we're going to have a little bit of there's going to be some resistance right here for sure, dude. So like I said, it's not necessarily a level I want to be short into. I don't want to be short into MHP on ES, and we're also going to come up to hedge pressure on NQ, so not levels I like being short into. That's why I'm pretty content with having a break even, because we could hit these levels and get some serious rippage. If we break them, we sell off violently, right? We sell off pretty good today, which would be lit, and we'd make a pretty good buck. But if not, break even, like I said, it's not worth our time to take profit right now. I said only $50. We risked more on the trade than that, so I said we'll take break even if it comes, and not be upset with it, just for the simple fact it's not the greatest setup in the world. So I'm okay. Like normally I say don't put a break even on and let your trade work. Well, is in this situation, like I said, there's too much conflicting evidence to necessarily love the trade. So I'm okay with protecting myself from like taking a loss, just because I know what the upside potential could be. And I'm not necessarily confident on this being like the high of day. We have potential to go higher. NQ's fighting to get back above that call wall, or that put, or not the call wall, the put pivot. I get those two back and forth all the time because we got Rocket Scooter, which calls them call and put walls, and then these options levels, they are call and put pivots. Two different like terms. Caleb says no Russell trades. No Russell trades for me. Not a big Russell guy. Not the biggest. Rocky's taken some trades on the Russell. I know some people have traded the Russell and have like good success with it. I just like I can't read the Russell very well. As far as like the way I like to trade, like I said, I like to hold for longer periods of time. You guys seen that? 10 to 15 points ES is what I like. 25 to 50 to 100 points in Q is what I like. On CL, I really like getting. So CL is better when it's bullish, when we're in a bullish trend. When we're in a bearish trend on CL, it gets very volatile and you get very intense buy-ups, right? So trading a bear market on CL it's tough for runners, for sure. I mean, you can get pretty good off your core if you're just scalping, but you might take a lot of heat too. But on CL, I like to wait till we get real bullish, You guys remember too, I was a petroleum engineer, right? I know the oil industry pretty well as far as like, you know, all the economics and forecasting analysis I've done in the past. I know when CL catches a bid, we're going to be very bullish for a couple of weeks. And so what I like to do on CL is if it bids right out of opening range, that 30-second opening range, and remember CL opens 30 minutes before ES&N Q2. It's also important to know. But when CL bids out of that opening range right off the bat, like does not go below its opening range, what I'll do is I'll wait for the retest of opening range, which usually comes right around maybe a few minutes right before RTH open. And RTH open is going to open right at that retest of opening range. I will get long right there with my stop below opening range. So you have to manage your risk correctly and make sure, you know, if the opening range is kind of wide, that you size down to afford that risk. I will get long with my stop below opening range and then hold that trend for honestly the first hour of the trading session. I may take core off. If we go a lot, I'll probably get my core off. If we go like a full dollar on CL, I may take my core off, and then initial balance high, I'm going to take most of my core off and then set a break even. And if we break above initial balance high, right, and come back and retest initial balance high, so it's like we break above, go above by a few ticks and come back down, then at that point I'm going to add to my long. So let's say I'm long 2 MCL from opening range. We get above initial balance high, come back down, test initial balance high. I'm going to add 2 more MCL or maybe more, right? Maybe I'll add 5 MCL depending on how far we are. But then what I'll do, now that I've added 5 MCL, so let's say we're long 7 MCL, what I can do now is, because I have those 2 initial entries from opening range, my average is way below initial balance high, right? So I can move that stop to break even with a whole bunch of risk on at the top, right? But honestly, my risk is way below initial balance high. So as long as initial balance high holds, I now have a second trade, right? I have a second long from initial balance high, but my stop and my break even is way below where my entry is. So now I have an extremely risk-free trade with a better than possible entry, right? Because if you were to re-long at initial balance high and you didn't have that runner from opening range, your entry is your break even, which is a lot closer. You know, you're taking on some risk, right? You have the possibility of taking a loss on that trade because you have to have your stop a little bit below your entry. Whereas here, my stop and break even is way below that entry, and just makes for, that's how those people add to winners, right? They're able to move their break even up on these good retests of these levels. And if those levels hold and it runs another dollar, right? If CL runs another dollar and I have my risk way down there, I was able to add a whole lot. Well, now I've just probably more than doubled my day off of that play. And you don't get those plays all the time. Like I said, we don't always break above initial balance high, and initial balance high doesn't always hold, but it's a risk-free trade that we're not taking a loss on because, like I said, our average weight is way down below. We already got our core off, so we're already paid, and everything else, like I said, everything else is free from that point on, which, I mean, those make for really nice days, and those pay for the days that don't work out. Man, we're still catching some buyers here. I may get my break even here. That's gonna be sad, but oh well. It's because it's my public break even, so you guys can call me ICT. I have my public break even out here, and they're hunting it. They're hunting this simulated. So this is a PA account on Apex, right? So it's not even a real order out there. So they're hunting my simulated public break even. What a load of nonsense that is. Top says he doesn't want to give away $60. I agree with that, but I think at the same time too, you may be giving away 60 bucks, but if it works out, you're making 500 bucks, right? And you're not losing any more money than what you took off on your core. So yeah, you just have to look at it like that, as like, hey, the potential to make more money off of this play. And you also have to know your statistics on it too. That's the other important thing. If it's a play that doesn't usually work out, yeah, don't risk the 60 bucks on it. But if you have confidence because you've seen this play work out so many times, well, then you feel a lot more confident to be like, hey, if I take this trade 5 times and it works 1 out of the 5 times, I make more money that I would, you know, on those 4 stops. Well, then yeah, that's a play you should be taking every time. That's what we talked about this morning in our monthly review, is like knowing those stats and like knowing that setup. Knowing that setup, so you have confidence in those plays. Man, ES is just really hanging out here. We're still in the opening range. I'm gonna get this break even for sure. For sharks, my dude, it's gonna tag that break even. But yeah, that's okay. Like I said, I hate the look of the liquidity map right now. I don't like, I mean, we're just kind of grinding this upper call pivot, so it's not something that I like a lot. Yeah, so we got break even. That's fine. We're up 12 bucks on the day. We'll just wait and see what happens. I don't want to reshort necessarily, like I said, just because I don't like the liquidity map at all. It's gross, and we got a lot of upside potential, especially if NQ wants to stay inside these call put pivots. I don't like how we're kind of ranging it. It's kind of done that like this last 2 weeks. NQ has, we've had these really tight is that wrong? Is that wrong? 25. Oh, 830. I just had a 29.5. No, it is correct. 17, 830. NQ's been kind of gross as far as the call put pivots have been, like the last week or so. Hasn't been as clean, but they've been kind of tight, you know, when they're literally just at 100 points apart on NQ and we're opening outside of it, you can expect some volatility. 17, 9, 35. Yeah. Well, actually, it's moved up to 940 now with a lot of volume. Okay. So that's where our call put pivots are. And you know, we might get a little bit of selling out of this, but I just don't like, I don't like the risk involved right now. So we'll chill. We'll chill here. The longer we spend in opening range, the less I like a trade. You know, even went and popped right back above opening range on NQ, which, I don't know, just makes it a really gross setup. Makes it a gross setup. I still like the downside down to 5K, but I'm not going to put risk on it right here, at least. I mean, we're at, what do I have to take at minimum, like 9 points of risk to have an appropriate trade here? That's way too much. Way too much risk. I'm gonna go blow my nose like real quick. You guys can probably hear me getting stuffy. I'm gonna sprint. To go get Kleenex, blow my nose, and I'll be right back. I'll turn up some tunes for you while I'm gone.
Gotta feed it. It's the sweetest water feeling. I'm getting on another level. My pride, I fight, giving it all to the devil. Up until the pain goes. Tonight I'ma become somebody else. Till the sun's up, you got me, don't need nobody else. Nobody
We're back. We're back. Catching a bid? Catching a little bit of a bid here. Still just hanging out in that opening range though. It's not, like I said, just a really gross day. That usually happens when we stream. It's like guaranteed anytime I stream, we're just gonna have the grossest market day that we could possibly have. CL catching a nice bid. Nice bid on CL right now. So CL's our initial balance has been set. So you guys will see what I say here. We either reject initial balance here or we'll break above, come back down to 75.4-ish. And then what we want to do is re-long there and, you know, catch that move up if we were long from opening range, which we are not. So we just get to chill and watch. You know what I'm missing? I don't have my volume profile up. What a silly... I was supposed to. There it goes. Okay. There's my volume profile. Same thing here. Where's my volume profile? Where you at? There it is. I had to look around my camera. I have my camera right there on the edge of my chart. Oh, you know what? I bet I know why. Hold on here. Hold on. That's not what I wanted. Let's change this to 1. That looks so much better. Okay. I just had it too thick. Oh, it reset the whole thing though. Ah, that's dumb. That's dumb. Extremely tight opening range here. And initial balance here for ES, which we all know what that means. If opening range opens extremely tight, or not opening range, initial balance is really tight off the rip, then we're probably in for a pretty good breakout trend day after we break outside of opening or initial balance. And you notice how initial balance is also right here at, like, the initial balance high is right here at the top of this call wall, this call pivot. So if we can break above here, we're probably going to get a very, very good squeeze today, which is also, like I said, why I didn't want to bag hold a short here. We still got 30 minutes until, you know, initial balance is set. But above that call pivot, squeeze city, baby. NQ is already above its put pivot. Gold coming back down to test its opening range. Honestly, the opening range trade on gold has been garbage. Like the last, ever since we've been in this range, dude. It's not been a Gucci Fam 100 setup. Caleb says the Russell is ripping. Oh, you're gonna make me open the Russell, aren't you? You're gonna tempt me like that. There's our account for today. Funded Apex account. Like I said, this is just one of my 25Ks. And only $12.50 on the day. It's actually probably closer to like $9 after commissions. But yeah, that's what we got so far on the day. Not anything impressive, right? Like, when you got to break even you're not going to have a lot of profit. So we'll keep hanging out. We'll see if any get anything here. Like I said, only 30 minutes into the day. We don't have a good setup in like the next 30 minutes. That'll probably just be the day. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes the days just suck. Today might be one of those sucky days. Since I'm streaming, it probably is going to be one of those sucky days. I think the last time we streamed was actually like the first time we had like a good like move on the day. We had a good day on stream. We nailed up that long. That was like the first time we had a day that wasn't like one of those terrible, horrible, low volume trading days. But that's also what I get for only streaming like once a month or something stupid like that. You know, if you stream every day, there'll be good days that you can catch good moves on stream. But if you stream once a month, I mean, let's say 20 trading days a month, and let's say there's 10 really good trading days. So you got a 50-50 shot at having a really good trading day. Toph is headed out. Hey, see you, my dude. Thank you for stopping by. I'm happy to see you. I hope you're doing well. Go get the brakes put on, sir. Sir, those are important. I would recommend having good brakes on your car. That way you don't end up in prison. Because if you go to step on the brakes and you hit a crowd or something, you're probably going to be on the news, and then things aren't going to be great. And then be like, oh, you should hit your brakes. It's like, oh, my brakes didn't work. And be like, I don't know. I don't know, dude. Anyone in any trades right now? Anyone long right now? Anyone short? I said there's just not much going on the chart right now. What is this, like a 40-point range, 60-point range on NQ? Not very scrumptious. No, what we could do is we could just max leverage into a long and liquidate ourselves really quick. That'd be entertaining. Bob says, yeah, he's been doing DoorDash and Uber here recently. Easy way to make 20-30 an hour during the rushes. So gotta have those breaks. Dude, that is for sure. You know, I'd be surprised. So I live in Wichita, Kansas, right? Which you would think like, you know, not a whole lot of volume, but the Uber and DoorDash dudes do pretty good in Wichita. Just, I think because there's less. I mean, talking to some Uber guys like during COVID, so many people were doing Uber that it wasn't very good. But now that things have kind of come around, that, you know, the Uber guys can do pretty good in Wichita. Archie is short. He's got an 856. He's got a little confidence low key on NQ. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. I just hate NQ right now so much. We were below it. We were below opening range. Now we're above opening range. Now we're back inside opening range. We're right on the put pivot, man. It's just, I have no confidence on NQ right now. I don't know where it's gonna go. ES is still below that tall pivot, which I like a little bit more for the short side. Like I said, we just got too much icky right below. It might be like an inside range consolidation day, honestly. The way this map is set up, that is extremely possible. Which, I mean, after some of the rippage we've had, I mean, let's look at the daily chart. After some of the rippage we've had, dude, like, oh, great. That's a great daily chart. I mean, it's totally possible to have like a nice little inside day and then continue the move. We're going to move up. We'll continue to move up after we decide that, hey, we accept these prices. Let's move higher. Or we don't accept these prices and we move lower. Definitely a decision day for sure. Mr. Quantum asks, is your initial balance set to the first hour or the first half hour? So my initial balance is set to the first hour of the regular trading session. So for me, RTH starts at 8:30 a.m. Central Time, because I live in Kansas, right? So I'm Central Time. So I run the first hour from 8:30 to 9:30 is my initial balance. But like I said, CL opens an hour before, an hour, or not an hour, 30 minutes. CL opens 30 minutes before ES and NQ does. So at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time is when my initial balance for CL starts, and it ends at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And then gold actually opens at 7:20 a.m. Central Standard Time, and this is all to do with when the pit trading opens for them. So pit trading for all these things opens at different times, and I got that linked in the if you go to our Discord and you scroll down to the 30-second opening range, I got a link of like when each thing opens at its exact time, because like I said, gold, CL, and QES, they all have different opening times. Ride the Wave said this week's range is relatively on the smaller side. I think we can push more before the end of the week. I agree. I agree. We broke above that kind of like consolidation zone that we had. So as long as we can accept prices above, like I said, we're pushing all-time highs. We can push as long as the market wants to. It's up to wherever buyers get exhausted. Unless we get some sort of like catastrophic news event, probably just chill. I mean, we'll have some good old profit-taking events. I remember it was like 2 weeks ago we had a pretty good profit-taking event, and I was like, yeah guys, it's just profit-taking, don't worry about it, we'll bid right up. And then everyone is like, no, it's the bear market started. Okay, I don't know, we can get like 2 or 3 days in a row of selling, like okay, I'll be sold on the whole bear market thing. But one red day amongst 25 green days, I have a hard time being sold on the start of a bear market. So he says only taking one long today. Def long bias, decent chance for 920 this morning. So you mean on NQ? I'm not against it. Like I said, 920, that'd be a little bit above the midpoint of our call put volume. So if we could get a pivot to pivot move, that'd be very impressive. We're getting a little bit of selling now on both ES and NQ. The ES, like I said, the ES short looks a lot better than NQ does, just because NQ's just, I mean, you can look at the heat map as well. There's a lot of volume that we're just kind of like in right now. There's not a real clear, like, when we're in a really trendy market, it'll look, the heat map will look a lot more clear. Right now, it's just, you know, it's not delicious. Green Mayo, can you explain how you trade CL? I've always been interested in CL, but never traded it before. I don't know how it moves. Yeah, I just talked about it a little bit ago, but the biggest thing I do, also Rocky says he fell asleep. Good morning, Mr. Rocky, you little sleepy head. Hope you're doing good today. We tried one short on ES and got break even, so we're just like chilling now. Nothing really to do. But Mr. Green Mayo, how I trade CL. I watch the 30-second opening range. If you need to know more about it, hop in the Discord, scroll down to the 30-second opening range section. Scroll down to right here. We have information on the 30-second opening range. Scroll up a little bit. I have all the there from the PAX group. This link right here. This is probably the most important one. Overflow Labs also has a good piece on opening range and how to trade it. Got a few little details on opening range in there, but how I trade CL is I'll watch the 30-second opening range, and there's only one setup on CL that I like. And when CL opens at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, I want to see it bid straight up, right? I want to see it hit the bid, break, you know, it's going to bid up the first 30 seconds, break above opening range. I don't even want to see it dip below opening range at all. When we bid up, I'm not going to get long immediately. I'm going to let it bid up for that first 30 minutes, and then it'll catch a little bit of relief. And sometimes, it doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes I'll just miss the move, but it'll bid back down to opening range and maybe retest, or maybe a few ticks above, test that, and that'll happen roughly 20 to 30 minutes after that initial move. And when it bids back down to opening range, then I'll get long. a little bit above opening range, wherever the bottom wants to be. I'll be watching time and sales in the DOM to see when the buy orders kick in. And here, let's draw it out. Let's draw it out. Okay, let me grab my snipping tool. Oh, maybe not. Oh, there it is. There it is. Just took it a minute to load. Let's draw this out. Because obviously market ain't doing gosh darn thing right now. Okay, so here's our opening range right here. This is our opening range. And these gray lines, these are our initial balance lines. Today is almost a good example, except we didn't get the retest. So what I like to look for is, I want to see us bid straight out of opening range, which we did. We kind of dipped a little bit below, which is why I didn't love it, especially with the range that we've been in on CL. Like the last couple weeks have been a pretty gross range on CL, so we haven't really had a whole bunch of good plays. But I want to see us bid straight up out of opening range, and then about 30 minutes after, which is close to regular trading hours open, right, for ESNQ, a lot more volume kicks in right there. Because people start trading their computers and stuff, the options chain starts rolling. And ignore all the other the pink line and stuff. So around that 30 minutes, we may come back down, retest opening range. Sorry. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set my stop below opening range. I don't want to see opening range penetrated because that shows signs of weakness, right? But we're gonna either test the top or maybe a few ticks off the top or maybe dip into opening range. Okay, I'm gonna be watching DOM and time and sales. So yeah, you wanna have your DOM to see any stacked orders, and then time and sales. And I like watching time and sales to see any big orders come through or the rate of orders coming through. You can see, on time and sales, you can see volume increase because the rate of trades goes really, really fast. So I'm gonna be watching those two things, right? When we get back down here, I'm not gonna buy that first initial move. I'm only buying the retest, right? So I'll buy the retest. We'll set our stop down below here, and the size we use is relative to how wide opening range is. I only want to risk a certain dollar amount on an opening range trade. So you just kind of gotta know quickly, like, hey, then I mean, this comes with time, just knowing in your head, like, okay, we're this many ticks away. I should only trade this many contracts, right? And that's all relative to your account size and your comfortability, right? So don't, just because I trade like 7 to 10 contracts of MCL, right? I don't have a big enough account to be slinging multiple minis. Yeah, I haven't been in that game long enough, and I have bills to pay. So when I make money, it gets spent. So yeah, however many contracts you want to do relative to your account size, confidence. We're going to come down to opening range here. Watch our DOM and time and sales. We want to see some orders kick in, okay? And maybe we get long a little late, right? Maybe it rejects pretty quick. And maybe we get long a little late, or we get long in here somewhere. Doesn't matter. Like I said, our stop is relative to, where we get long at relative to where our stop is. And then what I want to see is us bid up the next 30 minutes, right? Which you see happened right here. When we get close to that 30-minute mark, right? Because if it's going to trend up all day. And those are the plays that we're looking for. So I'm going to hold it for like 30 minutes. I'll be watching DOM and time and sales to see any obvious big selling coming through, and I'll scale out. But I want to get out of my core around the first hour. And we'll call that TP1, our first take profit one. Call that TP1. I want to get out of my core somewhere in that, like the last 10 minutes of the first hour of the trading session around initial balance high. I don't know exactly where initial balance high is going to be, right? We don't know. We just know that it happens in the first hour, but if we're going to trend up, it's going to be somewhere in that 10-minute range of the last hour. And we'll be watching DOM, time and sales, and we'll get out appropriately. So let's say I long 10 contracts. I'm going to get out of maybe like 5. Maybe I'll get out of 5 to 7. Get a 5 to 7 of those 10 contracts, and we'll leave 3 on. Now, price could kind of diddle around for a little bit. Let's erase this. So, price can diddle around a little bit, and that's okay. We're chill. Our stop is once we take profit on our core, we move our stop to break even. So wherever we get our entry at, hopefully right there at the top of opening range, our stop is right there. So there's no more risk on, right? We just have whatever profit we have left. Profit can doink around a little bit, but if we break above initial balance, this is where the next play comes in. So we break above initial balance, maybe trade up, and we'll come back down, test initial balance high. At this point, I'm watching Dom timing sales, just like the Delta Flip video I made a while back. I think it's like the first video on my thing. It's like the best trading setup ever. That same setup applies to CL as it does ES or NQ. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch Dom, time and sales. I think in that video I watched Delta. I've evolved since then to where I watch Dom and time and sales now. It shows the exact same information, just displays it differently. So I'm going to be watching Dom, time and sales. And if we get buyers kind of come in this area, right, we're seeing some support here. I'm going to add probably, so we got 3 to 5 left, 3 to 5 contracts left. Let's add another 3 to 5 here. 3 to 5 are going to get added here. And because we have this initial buy down here, and we added 3 to 5 right here, our break even is now like, let's say it's right here, which is way below initial balance high. So we can add 3 to 5 contracts to our long, move our break even up to wherever our average is, and we have no risk on the table. So we just increased our trade size with no risk. We're at a level of support. We think this level, we broke above a level that was resistance. It's now support. If it supports, we should continue trending upwards, right? That's the theory. We've watched this happen hundreds of times. This is what, you know, we know the statistics on this play. We're like, okay, we can add 3 to 5 here. And if we move another $1 to the upside, right? So we move from 75 to 76, we get a nice big initial balance play. Well, now we got a full mini on, right? We got 10 contracts worth, or 10 micros worth of contracts on. That's a full mini. Well, now we just traded a full mini for a whole extra $1 move, half a $1 move, whatever, at zero risk, because our break even and our average was far below that initial balance, that our second long. So yes, those 3 to 5 contracts initially, they were at risk of getting a break even initially, but we already took our core off, so we're paid for the day, right? It's okay, and we can just let that thing run because we have no risk on this second entry, and potentially, you know, double, triple our day if we could catch some real buying. And like I said, it doesn't work every time. There's going to be times where you're going to add there, it's going to come back, and it's going to hit your average break even, and that's going to be it. But we continue taking that trade because we know statistically it's going to work out more often than not. We trade our size appropriately to improve for these statistics, and we know that, yeah, okay, so let's say this works 70% of the time. Okay, 30% of the time it fails, or maybe 70% of the time it fails. And this depends on how you look at it. Well, if that 30% you're trading size correctly and you're holding it for long enough, it pays for itself. So that's where the statistics and everything kind of come into play. So right now we're above initial balance high on CL. At this point, like, this is where, so if I was long from opening range right now, I would add on this retest right here. We move our break even up to here and hopefully hope for a longer move to the upside. But like I said, I'm not in from opening range, so I'd just be exposed to risk right now on this initial balance high long. Rocky says he's still short ES. Stop at overnight high, 2-point risk. It survives or it dies. Well, I think you're getting paid right now, sir, because we're starting to dump a little bit on ES. Hopefully we can just fall a little bit, maybe get to that 5K point. Like I said, I didn't have a trade on. I didn't like the risk, so I'm just kind of chilling. Remo says, what big numbers do you look for on time and sales? It depends. So on NQ, anything from like 20 to 40, those are big numbers. ES, I'm looking for numbers like in the hundreds. Those are big numbers. Those are big lots being thrown around. You know, there's a 56 on the board right now. That's pretty decent sized number, but I say anything over 100 I'm really paying attention to. And then on CL is a little different. It's got a little bit less volume, but there's some big whales that play in CL, so I'll watch for numbers that are like above 20 on CL. We start, 120 in itself, like a single 20 in itself means nothing. But if you start seeing multiple 20s hit the bid, then it's like, okay, like there's some like serious interest in this level right now. And it doesn't always have to be a bunch of like big numbers either. If like just the rate like goes, like all of a sudden the time and sales just flashes completely green, right? And you're just seeing, 50 to 100 orders of just buys come through all at once. You're like, okay, like someone's smashing the bid right now, or there's a lot of people smashing the bid right now. There's obviously clear interest in this level. Like I said last night in the Things Goose Says channel, a price isn't, I saw this on Twitter last night, but levels are meaningless without participation. Meaning I can have a whole bunch of levels that I think are good levels marked out on my chart, but those levels don't mean anything unless other people are also interested in that level. And that's why I always say, like, pick the obvious stuff. If you're trading if you're trading some super weird trend line on a weird fib number drawn from some obscure level, how many people are actually watching that? How many industry people are watching that? How many other retail traders are watching that? You want to be trading stuff that everyone's watching, and hopefully everyone wants to participate in that level. Second, do you use Apex for this? What's the cost per point? Like NQ, $5 per tick. So on a mini, it's $1, or not $1, it's $10 per tick on CL. So it's pretty expensive, and CL can have some pretty big moves. So it's very important to have stops on CL, because any sort of Middle East news whatsoever, I mean, that just wicks the market hard, because that's where a lot of the volume of oil comes from. Because, they're just such massive producers. So like any sort of war news that really moves the market a lot. Or like I said, the administration passes some weird bill on oil production that can move us a lot. So it's always very important to have stops on. If you're trading a micro on MCL, which I recommend, it's $1 per tick. So you can kind of scale up and scale down as you see fit. I like starting with micros and working my ways up. Like I said, on my personal account, I really don't pay commission. So, I can scale up, 20 micros. It doesn't really cost me that much. Really cool. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for asking the question, big dog. That's what I'm here for. I'm not saying anything I say is right. I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. But, I mean, this is what I do and what I like, right? Like, it's just my opinion on what I like, and you should always go through and back test everything I say on your own. You should back test anyone says. Just because someone smart says it, or someone that you respect says it, doesn't always mean it's the right thing. So always go back test and do all your own research. There's no one right or wrong way to do anything. You might find something better. Goose, what was trading like when you got started? Depends on what I was trading at the time. So when I started 2017, right, I was doing penny stocks, right? So I wasn't even looking at futures. I was looking at random penny stocks and catching penny stock moves, and then I moved to futures 2018, 2019-ish, right? Amidst like the Trump era, right? So market was like moving pretty good, but I will say that amidst the Trump era compared to now, like ever since COVID started, I had to relearn trading completely, because Trump era and pre-Trump era trading was honestly, especially in QES, so much easier. The moves were a lot smoother, less volatile. I mean, we'd have like the random Trump pump, he'd put out a tweet and then we would just like skyrocket. So, I mean, the trading was definitely like easier at the beginning. And then, like I said, 2020 happens, COVID happens. We have this inflow of just like an insane amount of volatility, and the market's never been the same since. You go back and try to backtest anything, like it's pointless to backtest anything prior to 2020, in my opinion. Just because like the volume and everything, like go back and watch time and sales from 2016 or it's 2015, right? Pre-Trump era, because we got a massive inflow of volume in that 2016. I mean, two things happen. You have Trump as president, right, which really affects the stock market. And then two, you have an inflow of and more accessible retail trading, electronic trading, people being able to trade from their computers with lower commission. You don't have to call your broker to put in an order, right? So trading becomes a lot more accessible to everyone, cheaper. So we have this influx of volume from people starting to trade from home. And then you also have, like I said, you have Trump as president. He's having big moves on the market as well. So yeah, go back and watch time and sells from 2015 and then on a high volume day, and then watch time and sales now on a low volume day. And you'll see that like the low volume days we have now are equivalent to the high volume days we had back then. It's just, there's just so much more volume in the market now. It's absolutely not the same field whatsoever. It's continuously changed, right? Like 2024, 2023, nothing like it was in 2020, right? It's continuously changing all the time. So you have to continuously like learn, keep up. Don't be content with whatever you're doing just because it's working for now, because I mean it can go away at any moment in time. All right, the wife says facts, and it will change again. We have to evolve with it. That said, some truths stay the same. That is true. There are truths that stay the same, like the so let's say like half gap tests, like that stuff has stayed, those stats have stayed relatively equal throughout, the last 10-20 years. But I'm just saying more from like a volume perspective. I mean, volume's so much different, so not every stat will say it's the same. You just gotta keep studying and being focused and stuff. But yeah, ride the wave is definitely true. There's a lot of truths out there that do stay the same regardless of what the market does or the market changes. I mean, but that's true for everything as well. You can see CL's catching a second bid right now above initial balance high. So that's what we like to see. It would say get that ad, start increasing your profit size. Chase Reed asks, will you be longing MHP if we get there? Oh, sir. Okay, let's look at this. So we are technically right there on ES. I don't think I want to take it, honestly. I don't like this rejection of this volume area right here. So overnight volume is like right here, right? This is where we just put in that, and we're rejecting that. We weren't able to break above that overnight volume. So I don't want to long down here. I wanted to long if we broke above this call put level, right? We break above this call put level, get above this overnight volume, then we're in for a squeeze, right? We're in squeeze city. But below this, I'm not gonna lie to you, unless we move down really far, to this 4098 level that we got down here, or even like 4960, I'm really not interested in longs. But that's just my opinion, right? Doesn't have to be right, but that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Although I will say MHP is currently bouncing. We touched it perfectly. It has given us a little bit of a bounce. But it's just, like I said, due to everything else, I have too many like conflicting weird levels all together that I just I don't like taking anything really. Oh, yeah, sorry, Rocks and Roll. I never did post that in Discord. Sorry, I've been streaming. I'll post it in Discord real quick. I'll post that in Discord for you. But I have them on my, oops, let's move. Hold on. I'll just post these in Discord for you real quick. But they're, they've moved around a little bit since open, so they might not be as... I like looking at the pre-market, like 10 minutes before market opens for my levels. As the day goes on, they're going to move a little bit as price moves. But the ones that we were paying attention to were, yeah, see, we got a little bit of influx of volume, but we'll see if buyers want to continue on. But 50.15 and 49.60 on ES, those were the two levels this morning. And then 17.940 and 17.830 were the two levels on NQ. I have those on my charts right here. But I don't know, we're like an hour into trading day. There's honestly zero setups right now. we've just sit here and grinded inside of opening range this whole time. So honestly, I think I'm probably gonna call her. I'm gonna call her a day. Be Dunskies. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're still in opening range. Like, it doesn't matter which direction of a trade I would have taken this morning, we wouldn't have gotten stopped or hit a profit target. So yeah, sometimes days just be like that. I gotta go catch a flight here in like 2 hours, so I'm probably gonna call it a day, go get my stuff packed and get on the road, I think. So thank you everyone for coming and watching. This is fun. I like hanging out with you guys. I hope you learned something. I learn something from you guys every day. If you haven't, join the Discord. We hang out. Mostly we just talk shit all day. We post our plans in the morning. We trade our plan. And then, yeah, whether the plan works or not, we'll review the plan. See if the plan was good, plan was bad. Figure out our reasons. And then, yeah, fuck it. Nothing else than to post memes and talk shit all day. So, thank you everyone for coming. Oh, also, please... Okay, so I'm gonna be gone for like 4 days. Please, no one like have like a complete breakdown or something. Please, no drama in the Discord while I'm gone. Don't need that happening again. Like, let me have vacation in peace. Okay, okay. Last time there was just like so much drama, people leaving, people getting angry at each other for no reason whatsoever. Don't do that. We're a family. We love each other. So. Yeah, I'm gonna be out. Karam! You're late! Ryan, you're late. What's up? But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. I'm peacing out. We're gonna have ourselves a fantastic time on vacation this week. It's much needed. But yeah, I will see you guys next week. Oh, Karam's been here all day. Okay. Well, thank you for being here all day, everyone. We'll catch you in the next one. Yeah, like I said, if you haven't, join the Discord. Come hang out. We're all family here. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Everything's gonna be